been slowly undoing the design choices of the previous owners, one questionable design choice at a time. Today, I'm smoothing out more walls because who the wants popcorn walls? And while I'm at it, I'm sneaking in a little something for me. Plaster flowers, right here in the kitchen. Feminine, delicate, and hopefully subtle enough that my boyfriend doesn't notice until it's too late. So if you've been here for a while, you would know that I have been in this sort of ongoing battle between myself and all of the very poor design choices that the previous owners so graciously left behind. And one of those many choices, but definitely the one that has been haunting me the most, is all of these horrendous textured walls. I hate them. They're so, ugh. So today my solution to handle this monstrosity is the same way that I normally handle it, but it's gonna get messy, so I should probably change first. Ugh, 5-gallon, easy off bucket lid, my ass. When I went in to paint this wall, I didn't plaster it because honestly, I was being lazy. And I was hoping that if I just painted it like all the other walls, that it would blend in. But it just looks like shit. And it's kind of the same thing in this sort of section here. So sadly, I'm gonna be fixing that right now. Today we are getting plastered. For those of you that don't know, right now what I am doing is I am skim coating using joint compound. You can buy it at like any hardware store, or probably any hardware store near you. I think I got this one at Home Depot. In the past, I've also bought it from Lowe's. And the thing that's great about it is that it is dirt cheap. I think it was like 10, maybe 15 bucks for that entire bucket. I just got a box of it, dumped it in the bucket, got myself one of these little spatula scraper thingies, and then I just went to town. And so far, it's turned out pretty good. This is the kind of thing that, like, if you're anything like me and you don't happen to like textured walls, but you have them, I highly recommend doing this. It is tedious and it is boring, which is why a lot of people just hire someone to refinish their walls. But the downside to that is that hiring somebody else out to do this exact job is very expensive to do. That's why I'm just doing my own. And even then, if I did have that money to spend, I couldn't justify spending it to do a job that I could do myself very poorly. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm kind of just applying this like because I'm gonna end up smoothing this out anyways after this is dry. So I'm not really that bothered by it. I am finally down to my last piece. Thank God, because I can't do any more of this. This is driving me insane. And just like that, I'm done.
You gonna do this bet?
What are you talking about?
On this one? Over here? Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. This is never ending. Tim, I swear to God, if we find a future house, I don't care how much we love it. If I walk in there and I see texture on those walls, it's an automatic no. Someone is very poorly singing outside. I think it's coming from the building next to us. Tim, do you hear the person singing really poorly outside? Yeah?
I can hear it from the bedroom.
Okay, now I am officially done. I just gotta wait for this to dry overnight, and then we'll get back to it. So, ow, Just stepped on a piece of old plaster and that was sharp. Okay, so it is the next day and it is mostly dry. There's a couple patches like here and there, some walls more than others that are still a little bit wet, but that's okay because I am not painting right now. Instead, what I'm doing is I am smoothing out this plaster so that we don't have these sort of like weird lines that are here. And in the past, I've sanded it and it's turned into a disaster. So we're not gonna be doing that today. We're gonna be doing something else, which I'm really excited to try. So I got a bucket and I'm going to be filling that with some warm water. And I also got some grouting sponges, which is supposed to be ideal for this. So someone commented one time to try this and I didn't think that it would work, but then I started looking up videos online and it turns out that it's totally a thing. Apparently, if you just get a grouting sponge and some warm water, it softens the material, the joint compound that's on the wall, and then you're able to just sort of theoretically smooth it out. Theoretically. So I'm gonna test it out here first because I need this part to dry the fastest or dry first so that I can put my little decal here. I do not have the highest hopes that this is gonna work. Honestly, I kind of call bullshit, but we're gonna try it anyways. It actually works. I don't think I put enough joint compound in this small little section, but like for the areas where I actually did, this actually works. Holy shit. Overall, I would say that this method works, and I think I'm definitely gonna do it for the big walls that I did over here. But that being said, it is very easy to accidentally sort of like overdo it. You don't, like without putting any pressure on the sponge and sort of like going over it lightly. There are some areas in here that I'm going to have to re-mud because it sank through too much and it just removed all of the joint compound that I put on there. That sucks, but oh well, luckily it's just this little spot and I'll re-mud it and put a heater in front of it so that it can dry. Just folded on me and launched. Peeling some of this off. Okay, so I like this method overall in the sense that like, at least I'm not sanding like these notches here, whatever these lines are, and I will try and get them to come off. And as I'm like lightly scrubbing it, in some areas, like 1 second I'll have a notch and then the next second it's like, boom, you've taken too much off. And I'm like, so I would say it's not like a perfect way of doing this by any means. Again, still better than sanding. Oh shit. Yeah. I will never understand why they insisted on texturizing everything. Literally the only thing that could have made this worse is if we had like popcorn ceilings throughout the house. Like that's enough for me to go, no.
Dude, nothing gets me hot and bothered more than popcorn ceilings.
Do we need to break up? No, continue.
I'm blowing my nose.
I know.
Are you recording?
No. So Tim has this unique talent that Tim plays an instrument that you might not have thought existed until now. It's called the nose trumpet. You see, he blows into a tissue as hard as he can to assert dominance.
Oh it's not a dominance thing. I gotta get this stuff out of my nose.
It's like a symphony every time he blows his nose. All right. I think I'm done for right now. I have to, once again, let this dry overnight. And then I think it's priming and painting time. So I would like to talk to you guys about something really quickly here. I keep forgetting to ask you guys, and it's really been bothering me, so because I remembered to do it, I'm gonna do it now. I hate this fireplace. Correction. I actually really like this fireplace. I just happen to hate the way that they designed it, if that makes sense. So this is a gas burning fireplace, or it's gas lined, whatever. It's not a wood burning fireplace. So that being said, there's this like weird sort of hood situation where the fireplace concaves in. I really don't like that, on top of the fact that I hate these black tiles. So I'm trying to figure out a way that I can design around it. So for reference, because we're in Los Angeles, which is in the state of California, we have certain fire code laws. That being said, I can't have any materials that can catch flame, so like wood or anything like that, within a certain amount of inches from the box here. So for example, I can't build a mantle that starts out here and then comes out because it's too close to the box, which is exactly why they chose tile in the first place. So here is my thought process. I want to rip out all of these tiles and I want to put in like a lime washed brick. My dilemma is I don't know how I want to build a mantle. For reference, this is the type of fireplace that I really like. It's sort of like cottagey and kind of craftsman home sort of style of fireplace. And I'm really struggling to figure out how to do that because I can't cut into here to raise this because this is gas lined. The only thing I can think of is wrapping a wooden mantle around the top here and somehow trying to sort of blend in the mantle and this wall so that it looks like this portion is all a part of the mantle that's sticking out. I don't know if that makes sense. If anyone has any ideas about this, it would be a massive help. Please let me know down below because I have been really struggling with this for the past couple of months and it's such an eyesore and I really want to tear it out, but I can't do it until I have a plan. Thank you in advance. I am so excited for this next part. I purchased these sort of like stencil things off of Amazon. There are these like plastic cards. And the idea here is that I am going to be taking these, sticking them to this part of the entryway between the kitchen and dining room area, and then putting joint compound, the same stuff that I use to smooth out the walls, through this stencil, and then it sort of stencils in an imprint of a flower, if that makes sense. I saw this online. I loved it the second I saw it, and I sort of added it to my like dream board to do at some point in time in the future, and today is that day. So I went through all of the cards and I basically picked out my favorites that I would like to put right there. And these are kind of the ones that I landed on. Okay, I'm gonna start with this like leaf sort of pattern first. Add some joint compound, angle this kind of to the side, and then I think I just sort of like press it in there, and then I should be able to, oh! That is so cute. That is adorable. I'm shocked that that actually worked. Seriously, that is adorable. So the goal here is to get this done as quickly as possible before Tim gets home. And then honestly, this is gonna blend in so well, there's no way in hell he's gonna notice it. But if he does, the plan is to just gaslight the out of him. We're just gonna be like, what? I'm pretty sure that's been there the whole time. I think the previous owners put that there. I think that might work. This is honestly just as hard to get back on as it is to take off. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm really impressed by the fact that I actually managed to get all of this done. I was running behind schedule this week, not gonna lie. So, you know, thoroughly impressed.
Rose, did you do this?
No, that was the previous owners. That, you haven't noticed that? I can't believe you never noticed that.
It's still wet.
Overall, I am so glad that Tim never found out that I put those flowers there. Crisis averted. If you're interested in videos like the one you're watching now, then this video here might be worth a watch.